Okay, so I was gonna record another video, but Damian Lillard just got traded, so let's talk about it. We were on day 2,363, and Damian Lillard was just traded to the Milwaukee Bucks like right now in a 3-team trade. So the full trade details are officially out, shout out to Shams, but the Bucks got Damian Lillard, the Blazers got Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Toumani Camara, and a 2029 Bucks first round pick and a pick swap. The Suns will be getting Jusuf Nurkic, Nazir Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen. So let's talk about this. First of all, I'm going to talk about from every team's perspective, and we have to start Milwaukee. First of all, Milwaukee got Damian Lillard, and I'm just going to be honest, I didn't think Milwaukee was even in the running. Getting Damian Lillard creates a big three of Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Chris Middleton. I almost said Jrue Holiday. Them getting rid of Jrue Holiday, in my opinion, was something they needed to do. Holiday has been a consistent playoff dropper, and I feel like now that they got a guy like Lillard, who is pretty solid in the playoffs, I'd say, I think this was the perfect player that they needed. Milwaukee, I feel like, just needed something more to make it back to the finals once again, and I think Damian Lillard is just that. Look, I know Dame wanted to go to Miami, but I'm not gonna lie, this was the perfect situation for him, because what Milwaukee literally gave up was just their starting point guard who's had problems in the past, and they just gave up Grayson Allen. Now, Grayson Allen is a good 3-and-D player, and I'll talk about him when I talk about Phoenix, but man, I'm not gonna lie, this was the perfect trade that Milwaukee desperately needed. I literally just posted something on Twitter, and I'm gonna stand by this, but I think the Bucks literally just won the Eastern Conference. There were only 4 teams that I was looking at to actually seriously be in the running for the Eastern Conference, and this was before the Damian Lillard trade, and the Bucks were one of those teams. And honestly, I've been very high in the Bucks this past year, and I'm not gonna lie, this just helped them out so much, man. Also, I might be talking fast because I'm extremely hyped right now, like I'm literally shaking. This shit gets me excited. But now I think we have to talk about Portland's perspective, because Portland took an interesting turn. I think a lot of people assumed they were just gonna get Tyler Hero and some picks, but they got a way better package. Jrue Holiday is not too bad, but I'm actually getting reports that he's gonna be traded, so they're probably just gonna flip him for something pretty good, maybe depth or something. DeAndre Ayton, I think, needed a new home anyways. He needs to get out of Phoenix because he just wasn't playing well there. Toumani Camara, it is the rookie that Phoenix actually just drafted. I have nothing to say about him because I don't really know what he's gonna do. And getting a first round pick out of this is not too bad. Granted, it's in 2029, but it's not bad. I do want to see what happens with Jrue Holiday. I don't know if they're gonna flip him like right now or within the next hour, but I do think that flipping him is gonna be helpful, and hopefully they can get some depth out of this. I'm not gonna lie, I know Portland was looking for the best trade package, and they didn't want to just trade Dame to Miami, and honestly, I think this was the best package they were going to get. I honestly thought Toronto was going to be involved, and maybe they were going to get like OG or something like that, but honestly, shout out to Portland, man. They did their thing, and now they're going to have a very interesting offseason, especially if they can flip Jrue Holiday for something good. Now, I want to talk about Phoenix's perspective for a minute. Phoenix, I think, really didn't need to be involved in this trade. Obviously, they weren't going to get Dame, but I think they wanted to flip DeAndre Ayton because I think they're just done with him. Jusuf Nurkic, I don't know if he's going to be better than DA per se, but honestly, I think he's at least going to try, because having a player that is technically worse but gives a fuck, I think is better than what DA was producing. Nazir Little, I think, is nothing but just solid depth. Same with Keon Johnson and Grayson Allen. As much as Grayson Allen is a dirty player, he is a solid 3-and-D guy, and I think he's going to help out Phoenix. In my opinion, all Phoenix really did is they just helped out their depth, and they flipped out their starting center for someone who's not too bad. Honestly, if I had to grade this trade from Phoenix's perspective, I'd probably give them a B+. There was nothing they really needed to do within this trade. Like, it wasn't a must, like, oh, we're make or breaking, our season on this, unlike a certain team, which we'll bring up for a moment. And since I graded Phoenix, I might as well grade everyone else. The Blazers, I'm gonna say they got an A+. They wanted to get the best trade package possible, and that's exactly what Portland did. Also, the fact that they're trusting their young guards to hopefully lead their team into the future is something great. Again, depending what they flip Jrue Holiday for, which it could either be picks or probably something pretty interesting. I think Jrue Holiday does have a pretty solid contract, so they're probably gonna try to get some more depth, which I wouldn't mind. And for the Bucks, I mean, what can I say? I gotta give them an A+ as well, man. They literally got Damian Lillard, the biggest asset of the offseason. They got rid of Jrue Holiday, and on top of that, they literally dumped, I think, a first-round pick from a while back. Also, they got rid of Grayson Allen, so they didn't really get rid of that much, although they got something pretty important. So I guess we might as well talk about Miami for a small period of time, and all I can say is, damn, they really put their entire offseason into this one trade just for it to not happen. I do think Miami still has a solid roster, and I don't think they really need to do much. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really want to talk about Miami too much because I think we need to talk about Milwaukee once again. Milwaukee is going to have a very interesting season now. It looks like Milwaukee is going to be the favorites, or at least one of the favorites, to win not only the NBA title but the Eastern Conference. I know they say that you can't just put a bunch of stars together and expect them to do something, but we literally just saw Denver have a pretty star-studded starting lineup, and they won the title even though it was because of their depth. But the fact that they have not only some solid depth, but they got 3 really solid stars and 2 superstar caliber players. I know some people are worried about Chris Middleton, but we have to remember he literally dealt with an injury last year and was just starting to get back once the playoffs came. I mean, I looked at his playoff stats. He wasn't that bad when the playoffs came around. He was back to normal Chris Middleton. The reason why they lost last year in the playoffs was because one, Giannis was hurt for basically the entire series. Not to mention Drew Holiday had one of the worst series I've ever seen him play. While Drew Holiday was one of the biggest reasons why they won the NBA Finals in 2021, I think now Milwaukee is in a way better situation than they ever have been in. I'm hoping for Dame's case that he doesn't pull like a Kawhi Leonard and just win a title and leave. I think Dame is in the perfect situation to win a title, and I'm hoping that he doesn't just play for one season and dip. I'm not sure how long his contract is. I'll have it on the screen right here, but I'm hoping that Dame seriously can help the Bucks hopefully get back to the championship. I know I'm a Suns fan and I really don't want to play them if we make it, but hey man, I am super excited to see how this can go for the Bucks. I mean, honestly, this whole trade was very interesting to me. From Portland's perspective, I don't really think there's anything much we can say. I think they're going to be bad this season only because they have a very young team. However, in next year's draft, if they can grab maybe a great wing or a great big man, actually I can't even say that because DeAndre, and I think he's going to be solid for them. But again, I'll say this once more. I am very interested to see how the Blazers season is going to go. If you're a Blazers fan, I would expect them to lose a lot, but honestly, you never really know. Maybe they're trying to win. From Phoenix's perspective, I think we already knew they were already contenders to win the West, or at least be in the running for it. I do think Yusuf Nurkic is going to help. Again, he's not better than DeAndre Ayton, but if he gives a fuck unlike DA did, then I think they're in a great situation. I think them adding depth, because a lot of people said they didn't have it, I think that was the perfect thing they could have done. I mean, all they did was just dump a rookie and dump a guy that wasn't trying for them. And the fact they got back a starting center, because now they're not lacking in that department, and they got depth and maybe even a new starter in Grayson Allen. I don't know if they're going to start him, but it is very possible that they do. I'm interested to see what you guys think of the trade, and overall, is Damian Lillard going to the Bucks the brand new creation of a brand new super team? I don't know if I want to use the term super team because honestly, I just think they're a big three. Maybe if they would have kept Drew Holiday, they'd be a super team, but even then, I don't really know if I want to put Drew Holiday as the reason they're a super team. But regardless, I am very excited for this NBA season, bro. We're less than a month away, and this trade honestly made me more excited than I think I've been about the offseason in quite some time. Leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel.
Yo, this is Xavier from the Starting 5 podcast, and there's actually something Spex Media, my close friend, actually forgot to mention in the video. Clearly, he wasn't here to mention it, but Drew Holiday is actually rumored to be going to the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat have shown interest in getting Drew Holiday, and this is hilarious because, you know, they were the front runners to get Dame to start off. Everything, all the rumors were Dame to Miami, Dame to Miami. Everybody thought that was going to be the trade, and instead they're probably going to be getting Drew Holiday. And looking at Miami, we don't know what they're going to have to trade. And if they have to trade Tyler Hero, who are they probably going to have to trade regardless to get Dame, it makes this look all worse for Miami and really Portland, because getting Tyler Hero instead of Drew Holiday on the team that they have now kind of doesn't make sense for that roster because they already have good young scoring guards. To get another one is kind of dumb. I'd kind of just have Drew Holiday there instead of Tyler Hero, but at the end of the day, it's just really bad for the Heat. The Heat really could have gotten Dame, but they were probably being stingy, or they just didn't have the package that Milwaukee wanted, or the package to complete a 3-team trade like we saw today. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, Miami is gonna have Drew, and despite how you feel about Drew, you know, some people like him, some people don't. A lot of people don't like his contract. And then if we look at the Blazers, getting Hero instead of Drew doesn't really make sense, but it is going to be interesting to see where Drew goes. If it goes to Miami, I feel like Portland and Miami really lost the trade, and the winners are the Suns and the Bucks. And if it isn't, then obviously we'll have to see what team he goes to. Depending on the team, it could be really good or really bad. But that's going to conclude today's video. Again, make sure to subscribe to Spex Media. Make sure to subscribe to the Starting 5 pod. Again, the NBA is back. We're all excited. We're all shaking.
Check out my podcast, The Starting 5. We're dropping an episode this Friday where we're going to be talking about the trade, baby. Oh my God. Basketball's fucking back, boys. Anyways, gentlemen, I'll see you guys in the next video. There's actually a video about the bubble. You can check it out right here. It's on the screen. Check it out.